I'm like in the mirror. So we hear talking with heaven, and Mason gatekeeper of heaven. Mason's the dragon. It's this thing where he's like the gatekeeper of heaven. He's the judge. So he's like the dragon. That's why it's like we give him such big balls in the Revelation, because he's like the dragon, and like he's not actually our enemy, but he could be. Like he can give us thumbs downs and shit. He can just fucking reinvent heaven. You know, you're kicked out. You're kicked out. You're kicked out. No, that's what he can't. No, he can't do it. No, they just fucking fall. It's just like he can like start fucking. He can start fucking arguments in heaven, and he like make people fall. Like he can go to heaven and bully people. Like he doesn't have to always be outside the gate. He can be inside and talk to people too. Like, he just sits outside the gate and he judges people, and they get a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And if they get a thumbs down, he eats them. He eats them. They get burned in the underworld. He has the underworld inside of his guts. So he has the 7 rings of Hades inside of his 7 chakras. He's a beast from the sea with 7 heads and 10 horns. His 7 heads are the 10 rings of Hades.
Hey, I'm gonna plug in right here on top of you, okay? Okay, basically?
I'm over here trying to plug something in the wall.
Go right there, you're okay. Yeah.
And Maurice.
Huh? That's an old man. Yeah. That's one of you smoking a bad too. Thank you.
He's dragon, and he's like conquering. He has to conquer heaven. He has to conquer the angel of death, who is the king of heaven. He has to conquer the king of heaven in order to ascend to heaven. And yeah, like he's still like, and then like we're giving him balls. It's like we're training him. Like he's really small in the beginning and he's really big in the end. As Lord Shiva, we gotta break his back. We're heaven, breaking Lord Shiva's back. You know what? That's legendary for heaven, because he used mushrooms and looked at heaven. We broke his back for that. We touched his dick one time, fucking didn't stop. Doesn't like it. You know, no one liked it in the beginning. No one liked it in the beginning. Mason wouldn't have liked it if he knew what was going on. It's like molestation. Touched by an angel. If I was ever touched by an angel, it's like Mason's been touched by an angel before. Mason's been touched by an angel, you know. It's called getting touched by an angel. So there you go. So, yeah, Mason has to kill Michelle Susio. She's like trying to bracket him. He might actually not have to kill Sunshine Schneider. He has to kill Michelle Susio, Blake's girlfriend that was created by Mason's enlightenment in jail. Like Mason created Michelle. Like that's like the thing. Michelle's one with Mason, and like the angel that does like Wiccan, pagan, like voodoo magic, where like the angel that made Blake's daughter, Mason's daughter too, as Mason, with Mason being the mother, because Mason's one with Michelle, so Mason's Amelia's daughter. Or Mason's Amelia's mother. God damn it, Mason's Amelia's mother. There's a pig. That is a schizophrenic, I swear. Like, those kids aren't cool. Like, Amelia's Allah, she doesn't know that Mason perceives reality. It's irrefutable that he perceives reality. It's been irrefutable the whole time. He's argued it for like 7 years. He's just in dis. It's like they enslave people. They enslave magi in dis, and they hail that they don't perceive reality. Because a lot of the times they don't, but Mason perceives reality in real time. Like, these magi don't perceive reality. He's in their future. He's in their future. They're 10 years in his past, and he talks to dream characters who don't perceive reality. So yeah, they don't. No, he doesn't perceive reality when they're perceiving reality, but he's in their future. So they're fucking stupid. They don't perceive reality for him. He's in the omnipresent time, and they don't perceive reality. So yeah, he only touches his dick, and they don't perceive reality. It's just they fucking get all needy and gay and gross. They grub on his dick if he ever touches his dick. That's why it's like really fucking disgusting if he ever touches his dick. You have to fucking feel his dick for the first time without demons in it. Without him knowing of it. It's like he ate the forbidden fruit and woke up to the fact that angels exist. They feel your dicks. They do. Angels feel your dicks. So he took the forbidden fruit and he woke up to it. And he's like been waking up to it slowly for like 7 years. And it's just fucking disgusting. So he felt his own dick for the first time while jumping in the river at a magically infused spot where it makes it so your angels don't feel you. He jumped in the river, and then he went to Rock Park, where the spot is just like that, without having to jump into the water. Yeah, he jerked off in the river, and it's so amazing, and it just felt like natural, like Native American, like he's like really fucking enslaved by like these demon spirits that want to take away his native pride and roots. And it's like Michael trying, no it's not, no it's not, no it's not, no it's not, no, I was foreign to it, like, you just fucking swear, no, you know what, I might be Amelia, Michael might be Amelia, I fucking swear, yeah, it's like me unchained, like she's me as a North Korean, Sunshine Schneider is me as a Canadian, it's just me in the garden, I'm much nicer in the garden, like, that's, like, Amelia worships Julian, Amelia worships the Antichrist. Like, Michelle might worship the Antichrist too in her unconscious mind. It's like she's this demon from the moon sent to like try to kill Mason and enslave Mason, try to rape Mason. And she might not have any knowledge of it, but it's all in her unconscious mind. Her actions serve that magic that hurts Mason. So yeah, she's a soul. Like, she sold her soul in a previous life to get this magic. And she doesn't have any conscious awareness of it. And a lot of these demons don't, and that's how they game their way into it. But they might wake up one day. Like, the 8-ball can wake people up one day as angels. And they like get they get memories and shit of past lives and past experiences and what they are and who they are and stuff. That's what's gonna happen as Mason keeps meditating on the river. And Amelia still doesn't believe Mason perceives reality, so fuck Amelia. Mason does perceive reality, Amelia. So you're like, when you look at him in real time and he's looking at you and you pretend he doesn't perceive reality, he's like going, ew, this little baby is a schizophrenic. This little baby's like my baby Julian, they're telepathic. So yeah, they're like indigo children and they're telepathic. And she's like an ant where she's like partially in Mason's mind and partially in her own body as a demon that doesn't perceive reality. She's Ola. She's one with every suicide bomber's virgin children. So she's like really fucking disgusting. She's like really sexual. And Blake wasn't sexual. Like, Blake was really holy, and like she's just there she's creating Olivia's image, and she's there to tempt Blake into bestiality, which is sex with angels, and like homosexuality and like lust. She's a demon. So it might not be Sunshine Schneider. Sunshine Schneider might have burned the dick off. Like, Sunshine Schneider is Michael, but much older. So Sunshine Schneider might be able to convert to like Mason's new wave of Christianity, because like, I mean, so like the cross might not be holy because it worships the revelation dream, but the cross used to represent eternity. When Mason was in the garden, it might have been holy because Mason was meditating to serve like all eternities, and it's like all conceivable realities and shit. So Mason's just in the Winged Serpent physical universe, and yeah, the cross is fallen. It might be holy to worship the hexagram. The hexagram worships the physical universe's eternity. It's composed of 3 lines. It's like 3 lines, creating a sacred geometrical pattern. So it's like one line, and then one line, and then they connect like that. But it's like one line, and one line, and it represents the 3 dimensions. There's 1 dimension, 2 dimensions, 3 dimensions, then. So yeah, represents the 3rd dimension. So Christians might worship the hexagram one day. So yeah, like Mason owns Hades. So Mason's the first white horseman. He owns Hades. So it says in the Bible that he's supposed to be bound in chains for 1,000 years. In Revelation, because Mason was tempted into an unholy path by Natalie Walters, the Black Horseman, he might have gotten conquered by Natalie Walters, the Black Horseman, in the Revelation dream. He isn't conquered by her in this dream. She tempted him into lust. And he didn't get tempted into lust in this dream. He was tempted, but he fell into a much different hell. He has to save his mom. His mom doesn't perceive reality unless Mason gives her a daughter. Like, she's created from Mason being born as the Winged Serpent, where his birth was super magical. Like, he could have died. Like, his umbilical cord wrapped around his neck. He almost died, and like, it can fractal quantumly for him to die and for the universe to unmanifest with it being painless for Mason. It hurts the baby, not Mason. He just vanishes. It's only if he gets too physically hurt and the baby can't do the trip. Mason's doing really well though. He's super strong. Like, he's not going anywhere. Hopefully. And it's just like, hopefully he's fine. Like, he's like doing work to heal the abyss and stuff, and like, hopefully he's fine. Yeah. Those people that die by lethal injection have to burn in the underworld. When you kill someone by lethal injection, they go to the underworld. And you don't go to the river of Styx immediately. You're born into the underworld. And yeah, it's actually really cool for you if you're like a stoner. If you're actually a bad person and you're not capable of going to heaven, it is cool for you typically if you go to the underworld, because the underworld heals you. It gets you really high on fumes. And it's like amphetamine and marijuana and cigarettes, and you just get really high on fumes, and you can stay there for years and years and years and forever before you jump in the river. You can get really high, and it's like a competition. It is a competition over of everyone that he's killing by lethal injection in the underworld. Whoever gets the highest gets to call themselves the devil. It's supposed to be Olivia. Olivia's supposed to get scared of the magma and just get really high on fumes, because she was a huge stoner, and she might have amphetamine. Amphetamine is like butt sex. It's it gets you high on butt sex, the underworld, and it heals you. It teaches you the right way. It's like mushrooms. But it might be really painful. It might be really fucking painful. It might be like what butt sex is like for your real body. Maybe not. These fumes, they are cool. But then you get in the river, and you have to be really high on fumes in order to like the river. It is painful, but if you get high enough on fumes, it's not painful. It is blissful. If you're capable of repenting. That's why you don't want to fucking fuck with that shit too much before you fucking jump in the river. That's why the ones that jump in the river immediately are really blessed, because they repent almost immediately. And then you ascend to heaven after the underworld, and then Mason is the gatekeeper of heaven, and then he determines judgment on them, whether they get into heaven or not. But they can also wander the high heavens if they're anxious and they think they didn't do well because they didn't repent fast enough. They can always wander the high heavens, and you can just cultivate magic in the high heavens until you fall. And you get tested by the high heavens. If you don't think you're capable of going to heaven, or if you don't want to go to heaven, it's just everyone after the underworld should be capable of going to heaven, and wanting heaven, and desiring heaven, and realizing that there is this continual existence of life and growth and rebirth and death and continuity and growth and decay, and they want to spend their money they burned, and don't they want to get the experience of seeing what's on the other side? Yeah, that's what it is. So there you go. So Michelle Sousa, she's created to in the Revelation dream, she's supposed to commit suicide, and it's supposed to make Blake really violent, and it's supposed to be after Mason wins his megabucks, and Mason gets the money too fast, and Blake's still madly in love with Michelle Sousa, and she went suicide because they were both suicidal when Mason was just fresh out of jail. They've had 3 children so far. They aren't actually friends for real. She lives at her mom's house, and he lives on his own, and he raises Amelia for the most part, and she raises their 2 other children. They don't even talk. They never talk. So she's not using him. She'll be using Mason. She's not using Blake. She's using Mason. She won't be in a relationship with Blake if Mason's in a relationship with Olivia. That's why she broke up with Blake while Mason was in a relationship with Olivia, giving Olivia Harvey temporarily. And it's because she might actually be one with Olivia too. She's this black demon, she's a succubus, and she alternates to watch Mason. She's just trying to infiltrate Mason's family to watch him, and she's trying to really infiltrate their family as a succubus by giving children. And Mason thought the children were desirable because Mason thought Michelle had good genes, but Michelle might just be a demon. She might not be a Martian, she might be from the moon, and she's really weird. She's really behind. She's part Asian, part Mexican. It's supposed to be good genes, but she might have she might have genes to try to enslave people. She might have magic to try to enslave people, and steal their karma. Yeah, all of the magic comes from Michelle Sousa. So Mason's been getting really robbed by Michelle. It makes their skin darker, and it robs them of their karma. And like it robs them of their beauty and stuff. It robs them of their grades in the abyss. And yeah, I fucking swear, we have to kill Michelle. So she's one with Michael. I have to kill myself. I'm not holy enough as other people. Like I have to burn in the abyss. So yeah, so Mason's guardian angel, he has to prune his guardian angel, and like he has to let some people live and some people die, and then in the end there's only like 3 Michaels. There's Brian Gaunt, there's Sunshine Schneider, and then who else is there? It'll talk to me in like 3 or 4 days. So Kendra Lane. Then there's 3 Michaels in the end, 3 Gaias. Other than Mason's mom. It's Mason's mom's Trinity. She's in the center of the Trinity. So there you go. Michael's gonna make a return. He's gonna be holy and blessed and baked. And like baptized. So there you go. So I'm Michelle. She's just a failed Michael. Mason's fought these fucking demons so much. It's hella ghetto. Michelle's ghetto. She's like robbed drugs from Mason before. Yeah, so he doesn't get high on marijuana and just fucking get happy and like fucking feel his own body and fucking just fucking fuck everything off. It doesn't matter for real. Like just fucking be happy. Just come back later. Why can't he just come back later, Michelle? On the 7th day he rested, and Michelle doesn't let Mason rest. So it's to fuck Michelle's butthole. And she was supposed to say, yeah, I was one of fucking capping you the whole time. He has to fuck her butthole, or to kill her as his soulmate, or just put her in the underworld. Yeah, he's not gonna fuck Michelle's butthole. I went to her, like, it would piss Blake off so much, and Mason's not a traitor. Or a traitor on his own blood. He's on his own blood. So, you know, yeah, I'd like, Michelle had to be tested in Judgment Valley, and they're not friends in the end. Like, Blake he just sits to himself now. She might be a real psychopath where she isolated him. She's like really isolated now. She was isolated before though, but he says Nick Frazier's a friend. Nick Frazier's a Michael too. Don't mess with that. Like the other video. That's how the only video. That's how on YouTube. It's on.